Alrighty, we are back. We are back, guys. All right, so we're about to start the next matches. We got Dead Tank Society or Dead Tanker Society versus PLHUS. So these are the two teams going against each other. We're gonna be seeing the same maps as we did on the first battle, and I'm pretty excited about this. I hope that it's going to be going just like the last two teams. Man, it was great watching that, wasn't it, Pontiac?
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
Mm-mm-mm.
And you just did that live on the air?
No, no, I mute myself. So if I do something like blowing my nose, I try to mute myself because I have control to be able to do that right now. But if you take a fart or something like that, everybody's gonna hear it. Everybody's gonna hear it. So, uh,
I'll keep
all
that
right.
noted.
So we got Team DTS on the left and Team PLHUS on the right on the scoreboard, guys. So,
1 minute left for tank picks.
alrighty. Woo! Pretty excited about this.
Looks like PLHUS is all ready to go.
Yep. Now let's look at the.
TS has one more coming.
Yep. Let's look at what they are picking right now. We've got a Cromwell, tier 6, which I haven't seen that in the tournament, but maybe you have, Pontiac.
Oh, that's a first. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, definitely interesting choice, but a lot of these are pretty much what we've seen in the last game too. IS-3s, AMX 5100s, T-32, and let's see, DTS is going for KV-4s, IS-3s, 110s. Wow, okay then. Alrighty, one,
Yeah,
two,
that's a really
three,
heavy lineup.
four, 5, 6. So are they allowed to have more than 5 tier 8s?
As long as it's a tier 6. Yep. We're
Okay,
good to go.
okay, cool. Here we go. Alrighty. Now I want to welcome everybody to the World of Tanks Community Tournament. I'm your host, Wizard Ken, with co-host Pontiac Pat. He's the administrator. He's running all of the ins and outs right now. I'm just running the scoreboard, so I got the easy job. Our first set of matches were really awesome, and it was awesome watching them play. Now our two new teams, DTS and PLHUS, going against each other on INSC. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, this is interesting. DTS chose a couple of KV-4s. That's not a traditional tank for this type of format because it's slow, but we'll see if they can use that
Well,
or not.
exactly, and we saw that on the last game. We had T-28 prototypes, KV-4s, and it really didn't work out too well for the last team. So we'll see if they can change it around. DTS can show us that KV-4s are amazing in this tournament. So we
I'm
have.
really interested to see how the Polish perform here. We've done a scrim against one of the Polish clans for 47R, and they were a lot of fun to play against.
Now, the Polish team is the
I'm
PLHUS, right?
correct.
Okay. And they did pretty well during the scrimmages.
It was a different clan, but they represented Poland very well.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
interesting. They're moving up strong here.
They
They are going
they
aggressive.
are fully on one line though, and that's kind of iffy. I would think. No, here they go.
They're looks like they're setting up to envelop. This is going to be a good slug out.
Exactly, and DTS is just sitting there turtling, which is not a bad idea. But we'll see what happens because PLHUS could find some crack somewhere and come up behind them.
hmm
Definitely could do that.
DTS Scout is coming back. Now, it'll be interesting to see if the DTS Scout runs up to put cat pressure on.
Now, we saw that last game on INSC, a couple of the Bulldogs running around and getting some pretty good shots in even almost capping the flag
Oh, he's
at
coming
one
to
point.
join in the fight. That Chaffee's about to unload on that AMX-50, it looks like. Yep, there he goes.
Oh, one miss, but two good hits. Fourth hit
Yeah.
was a miss.
Still, he's got a pretty fast reload. And he got through it without taking any damage, and that's the important part.
Exactly. Now the game is
Oh,
still
missile
wow.
tag by the Cromwell. Cromwell versus AMX. The AMX is now reloading, though. Cromwell has a chance to finish
Oh,
him
and there he
off, and he
goes. This
does.
game goes to 2-3
Good job,
now.
Cromwell. Oop, hold on. There we go. That's looks like the Polish are really putting the hurt on.
They are definitely putting the hurt on. DTS needs to think of something. They got two tanks
Two tanks
left.
left. They are working together, but they're going to get overwhelmed, I think, at this point. Oh, broken turret on one of those IS-3s, it looks like.
Yeah.
Nope, he fixed it.
And that looks
And
like
shot. There we go.
PLHUS takes the
Good
first
game.
battle. But the thing is, people shouldn't sit there and say, "Oh man, PLHUS dominated." They did really good that first game. But remember, a lot of these players this is their first time playing in a tournament. They got to get all the jitters out. Pontiac Pack can sit there and tell you his team was jittery, and eventually they were getting in the groove of things and getting in the grooves of things. So the first battle, it's okay. DTS still has a chance to come back, and definitely pull this out of their bums. So out of their bums, greatest words. So
You're waxing eloquent today,
I
Ken.
know I'm trying to be good and not cuss or anything, but it has been a bear. It has been a bear.
We know that that's tough for you, and I'm sure the audience appreciates your effort.
I'm trying to do my best. I'm doing really well so far. So, but yeah. Alright, but like we said, guys, this match is not over. Pill HUS was able to pull out some really good hits in there, and let's see if DTS is going to change up their strategy at all. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind is sometimes we would hope that they might change up their
Timer started.
they might be able to change out tanks, but they might not have any other tier 8s. These might be the only tanks they have, so they might just have to change up their strategy in the sense of what they do in a game. Turling didn't seem like it worked too well, and so maybe they might actually spread out a little bit and try to surround PLHUS. So we'll see what happens.
Well, it's worth pointing out that even though DTS's captain, Nasser, was a moderator in the last tournament, for his clan, this is their first go-round. And so he, after the last tournament, really got his clan together, and so they're working the bugs out themselves. And for a first game in a tournament, that was a pretty good effort last game. So I see good things in their future.
Yeah, and I know we're not in the tournament this time around, but we're okay with that. I think we get a little bit more practice in with some other teams, and I feel like our team's going to be kicking some major butt next time. I really do. We've seen some of these guys that jumped in, and when I was even practicing with them, they were learning stuff, asking questions, and then you see them now, and they stomp people. I've seen you play some things. I played with Ronan the other day, and even his skill level has, I feel, surpassed mine. I was playing with him the other day, and we were tearing it up, but I was like, Ronan, you were just dominating in that tank, bouncing things left and right,
Yeah.
and
He has improved a lot recently.
So, the 2-minute 2-minute warning. 2-minute tank selection had begun a little bit ago. We're just waiting for the buzzer to go off, and then we'll be jumping into our next. There we go. Sound of the buzzer.
Here we go.
All right, let's see if DTS is going to change up their strategy or not. Me personally, I think I would probably change up my strategy a little bit here. Maybe even throw that AMX towards the flag, maybe, in all desperation if they need to. If they got rid of the Cromwell, they could send that the light up there, and I think probably cap it if they can keep everybody else occupied. We saw that in the first game, and it almost happened. I mean, it was down to, 15 seconds left on the flag, and they just barely got back there to be able to pull it off and stop them from capping. All right, so we got our PLH US has their AMX 5100s, 2 of them, T32, 3 IS3s, a Cromwell. And then on DTS, we have a 110 AMX 5100, 2 IS3s, 2 KV4s, and an AMX Chafee. So let's see how this goes.
I'm curious to see if that Cromwell works out well for them again. It took advantage of the AMX reload last time to get the kill in the Scout versus Scout battle.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens on this.
Well, the Polish are running down the one line.
They are sticking with this.
They've got one guy going inside.
They are sticking with the same strategy. I guess that one guy might be their spotter for the right-hand side of the map, just in case, possibly. But it definitely looks like DTS is definitely changing up their strategy.
Oh, DTS has started doing a setup of 2 ISs and a AMX 50 over there at D5, which is exactly what Nasser saw .47R do to steal a game from PG. It was NFTG in the last tournament. Unfortunately, the Polish team didn't come into the trap. They stayed over to the side, so they had to abandon that position.
Exactly. If DTS might have went down the next street after, in the middle, they probably would have pulled off a nice little trap there. But it still looks like they're doing okay with it, though. It still looks like.
PL has a nice 4-tank echelon over there on that one line. It's really working hard, and they're taking them down.
Exactly, but be honest with you, though, I mean,
DTS is pushing in the middle.
That one DTS tank that was holding those 4 tanks there, I mean, he held them off enough for DTS to get a couple of kills in. I mean, they've got it back to 2-2, yeah. But that was a pretty good hold for that guy.
Close fight.
But now we're seeing the same thing as the last match. DTS is in a turtle position. Is this going to help? Wow, catching on fire.
The fire, yeah.
Oh. And DTS.
Yep, I've heard it said by the esports guys in clan tournaments like this, you have to run an automatic fire extinguisher. It's just not an option.
Exactly. And it looks like DTS is down to 2 tanks. And PLHUS is trying to mop them up with the 4 minutes and 30 seconds we have left in this match. Wow, it really looked like DTS was going to pull it out of the bag there, but I think one of their problems is they're turtling. They went back to turtling, and I think that's what hurt them on this game.
Yep. All right, 4:14.
All right, so
left in the game.
PLH US, another point to them. So good job for them. Now we can, Monday quarterback this thing the whole day. We can watch replays like on football and say, oh, this guy should have done this. This guy should have done that. But when you're in a game like that, your mind's running 100 miles a minute. You're trying to talk with your team. Everybody's discussing, oh, what are we supposed to be doing? What are we, this and that. And, it's a lot different than when you're watching it. So I know they're doing their best. I know they're trying their best on this. So
okay, Himmelsdorf standard.
Now we're switching maps here. We're going to Himmelsdorf, and thankfully we did find out from what's his name? Pontiac knows his name. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it, Pontiac.
I'm not sorry, I was focusing on something else. What are you asking?
Oh, what's his name that helped you right now figure out our technical difficulties on our first games?
Oh, I can't remember who that was. Oh, yeah, Nasser.
Nasser. So
team captain for DTS.
Yeah, we want to thank Nasser for helping us out, because we originally were having to get out of the lobby, make a new lobby, set everything up. The time, we barely made the 30-minute mark before this, before this group came up. So, thankfully he helped us out, and now everything's running smoothly. So, we're going to be seeing Himmelsdorf. One of the things we saw on the other game was people were going down Banana Road, but we saw a couple of tanks going up towards the castle and try to sneak around. And they did that twice the last game. And we'll see what we're going to.
And they got lucky. They managed to win in spite of being separated as a force because the other team didn't see that they were separated and so couldn't take advantage of it. But against a more experienced team, that is a risky move.
Exactly. And then on the last battle, I mean, it was just a standoff. Nobody wanted to move. Everybody wanted to turtle. Eventually, the other team came up and was like, screw it, we're going in. And was able to get their final win within, what was it, 50 seconds left on the clock. Oh,
About 20 seconds.
or 20 seconds, sorry, yeah. It was down to the wire. It was very, very close. Now, if the other team could have handled it, we go into a what is it, sudden death kind of, is that what you kind of call it? A draw breaker pretty much anyways, and we go on to a
an
assault battle. So anyways, I want to thank everybody for coming out to the live stream today, watching the World of Tanks Community Tournament. I'm your host, Wizard Ken, with Pontiac Pat as my host and administrator. He's running all the fun little lobbies, and he talks with all the team captains. You guys don't know how much stuff is on Pontiac Pat's plate right now. He's got multiple windows open probably on his computer. He's talking to the platoon leaders inside one chat system. He's got this alarm system that's sending us to our next battle. He's setting up the lobbies, making sure everybody has the right tanks. He gets into the game and still has to make sure.
In front of me with the player rosters and everything else. Recording the results of each battle.
So give it up for Pontiac Pat for being... Yeah, give it up for him for being awesome. Tomorrow we're going to be live streaming this again with other teams. My co-host tomorrow will be with Ali because Pontiac Pat has a massive blowout in his bumhole that he needs to take care of. No.
I have other obligations.
He has other obligations, unfortunately. Alrighty, so let's see what happens here. Team PLH US has 2 points to the DTS 0. They need 4 points altogether to win the battle. So 2 more battles, this one and another one, if they can pull it off. So we are looking at PLH US with AMX 5100s, 2 of them, a T32, 3 IS3s, and the Cromwell, sticking with the same setup. And then it looks like...
Yeah, both teams have been very consistent.
Exactly. So we've got PLH US going towards the 1 and 2 line. The whole team running down that way. I was thinking the Cromwell might be going down the middle or something like that, but maybe he just lagged in and finally got started. And DTS is kind of turtling.
Oh, wow.
They're kind of spread out thin, I think. I feel they're a little spread out thin here.
Yep, they got pairs that could be overmatched real quick. See, those KV4s, they don't have the speed to react to a dynamic overmatch somewhere else. By the time they get there, somebody will be dead.
Exactly, and we can see them going up towards the castle. We saw that the last games, and it worked out okay for the other team, but will it work out? Here they go. There we go, a couple of good shots. And as you can see, they're focus firing on one tank, it looks like, and that is good. That's... Is
that AMX 50 going to be able to get his whole clip off?
Ooh, we heard a bounce there.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
All right, then we got
it down already. Good. That there was focus fire.
Alrighty, let's see.
KV4s are in the fight now. The AMX is coming up. I wonder if he's going to swing wide or if he's going to dive right in.
It looks like he might just dive right in. I wonder if PLH US is going to try for a flag cap here. Hold those guys against the church.
I think that was their strategy, yeah. But that deployment, having those 2 ISs ready for them, that really put a hole in their plan.
Yeah.
But they're in...
DTS has got to do something.
Those KV4s got to get over there.
They've got to do something. I know the AMX tried, but he was gone in seconds. Alrighty, there's a good
Oh, that was
reset.
one
Good
thing.
reset.
There's another good
There
one.
you
This
go.
time,
Get in there.
Cromwell is the key. They've got to hit the Cromwell. The Cromwell's got all the points.
Ooh. But as they're knocking them down, DTS is definitely taking some hits here.
That's a good. It's still anybody's game.
3 and 3.
BTS has a slight edge because they've got a heavier tank still in play.
Oh,
There goes one of those KV4s.
there we go.
Oh,
Trading
he's going up
off.
again.
They are just trading tanks here,
This is
left
a
and
good
right.
fight.
Now we've got 2 people on the flag. We got 30 seconds left for them to reset.
AMX is in reload on DTS team. He's just trying to survive.
There we go.
He's
Wow,
starting to-
wow, this is just back and forth battle. This is very good.
Oh,
I feel the AMX needs to get out of there. It needs to stay alive as much as possible.
oh,
There we
Cromwell
go.
alone. That should do it. DTS is going to pull this one out. I think.
You know what? The Cromwell's got almost a little bit over half, and both of these other tanks are the AMX 5100s. It's 50, and yeah. And the other one's at a quarter of its.
The Cromwell knows they're reloading. He has a chance.
He has a chance. Oh no, this could be. He could be.
Oh, he's going to get rammed.
No, he's running.
Oh, he dodged the ram.
He cannot afford a miss here.
There.
The Cromwell cannot afford a miss here. He's not paying attention. He got rammed. He's not paying attention. Come on. Oh, and they reloaded in time. Wow.
Good game.
Wow. That was so good. So, DTS gets their first point. Wow. Good job, guys. Good job.
Rally together on that one.
Wow. Now, PLHUS had a really good strategy there. They really did, and it came down to the wire there. One of the, what was it, an AMX on the DTS team shot and reset the flag. That was amazing. But yeah, PLHUS plan was not bad. It's just DTS was able to hold off. We were kind of worried there for a moment because DTS was so spread out that we didn't think that they were going to be able to get back in time to really support each other. But they did. They were able to get back to the flag, stop them from capping the flag, and was able to destroy that Cromwell right at the end. And we got to give the Cromwell guy some credit there. You know,
Yeah,
he really did.
really tried to take advantage of that.
Exactly. If he wouldn't have gotten rammed right there, I didn't notice if he was tracked or not, but if he would have paid attention to the other AMX and possibly got away, he might have been able to get away and possibly keep fighting. But that was a good match. That was really, really good.
That was excellent. Well, that means that this series we will see at least one battle on Prokhorovka before we're
There we
done.
go. That's awesome. That is great. So we got one more battle in Himmelsdorf. What's our next map after this? Prokhorov?
Prokhorov.
Okay. So.
Yeah, that last battle, I'm still a little geeking out about that. That both teams took a gamble and they just came right down.
Exactly.
The wire. That was just a great battle.
It was really good. Now, this is something interesting we're noticing right now. The timer's gone already for the 2 minutes. We're waiting for it to buzz off. But if you look on DTS, they have 2 Tigers. They switched out their tanks, their KV4s, and they are using 2 Tigers. So I'm wondering,
Very interesting.
I don't know.
They might have a different strategy.
I'm wondering if this is going to help them or hinder them, and I'm kind of leaning towards more hindering. I know the KV4s are slower, and they did work out pretty well in that last match, which we don't usually see in these tournaments, KV4s being played, but they were able to use them very well, and I'm just wondering if the Tiger is going to hinder them in the sense of that armor not being there. So,
Well, it's the Tiger's also a tier lower though,
And that's
right? So it's they're trading the AMX Chaffee for that extra DPM and just sheer hit points.
and that is another thing to notice too. I mean, the AMX Chaffee last battle, I mean, tried to get into the flag but was killed instantly almost.
Starting battle.
So maybe that was their plan, like you're saying, is to trade up and get two other tanks that can actually take a couple of hits before they die. So, but they are losing a spotter if they need one. So, alrighty, let's see what we could do on here. DTS has 1 point and Team PLHUS has 2. Both teams are trying to get to 4 points. The first one to 4 points wins. So, here you go. A lot of people in chat are saying that you definitely need an armchair general. And that is one thing you do need. I know Pontiac Pat works with his guys to make sure that there's different people that are running different sections of the of their groups and stuff. And you definitely need somebody that can coordinate and run the battles. 'Cause
Yeah, most teams will run with one caller that makes all the decisions for the entire team. But at 47R, we ran with two because we organized ourselves into two platoons, and so we wanted to have each platoon had their own voice so that they could make their calls independently. And it just gives the callers a little less to focus on so that they can pay more attention to what's right in front of them.
Now let's take a look at this setup. DTS is sitting here, turtling again, trying to protect the spawn point, and PLHUS looks like they're trying to do the same thing they did last time, except the Cromwell is going
the same thing in
exactly,
reverse.
but the Cromwell is going up top to possibly come around these guys and mess with them. I don't know. I don't understand the whole Cromwell running up.
Notice where those Tigers are positioned. They've got hold down positions right there.
Oh, you know what? And that's probably why they did what they did. They were like, you know what? We're going to be on this side of the map. We'll just defend the base. We know PLHUS is going to come out just like last time. They were probably expecting this. And now they got those hold down positions.
Yep. This will be. Can they get enough guns in the action to get an edge?
Exactly.
That's what we're waiting to find out.
That little space right there
Tiger on the
is very hard for them to be able to shoot through. The remaining, the 110 and the IS-3, it's very hard for them to shoot through that little gap.
And you notice the Tiger on the right went down first. There's a reason for that. He was the most exposed. The PL could line up to just barely be able to see him and keep anyone else from returning fire. Lord Quick, though, is one shot away from...
There we go.
He goes down.
That's 1-1 game.
A Tiger for an IS-3 is a decent trade.
Now, if you could see now, PLHUS has actually taken some of their tanks, and they're running towards the middle and trying to get some shots on some of these stragglers that are out in the open.
Well, notice the T-32 that took the hold-down spot for himself.
Exactly.
Monwis. They're going to... DTS is going to have to drive.
Ooh, Cromwell.
Snipe the hatch or something.
Cromwell just took out, and that's what we were talking. Oh, and we got an ammo rack over here. We've got an ammo rack over here. Wow, that was 1,500. That was a damaging blow.
Potential game changer.
Yes. It looks like PLHUS has got that hold down position like you were talking about with the T-32. They're definitely holding it down. It's 2-3 right now.
Now they've pinched him. They've got him flanked. This is not looking good for DTS. One more shot and Salty goes down.
No, we talked about this the last game where the Cromwell going up there, just like on the last couple of games, and it worked out, and it looks like it worked out this time, allowing him to come around, and then those two AMXs coming around the backside and just tearing up the defense, the turling defense of DTS, and it looks like this is going to be it for DTS on this game.
Yep. We noticed, though, one of those Tigers was one of the last two tanks surviving. That health pool really does pay off.
Yes, it does. And, you know, he did a very great job of doing a hold-down position there. As you saw on the other Tiger, he wasn't able to get as much of a hold-down. But this The other Tiger, he did very well and was able to get a couple of really good hits in. So, and there we go.
Okay. Very good
PLHUS.
strategies again.
Yes, very good. Both of these teams are doing excellent. They're really doing excellent. So now PLHUS has 3 and DTS has 1.
Okay. Prokhorovka standard.
Alrighty, guys. So this is a different map we're going to be going to. Pontiac, you might have to put us as non-spectator. Oh, it worked.
I already
Oh,
did.
okay. I wasn't paying attention.
I'm getting quicker.
I was. Good
Practice.
job, buddy. Good job. Alrighty, so Horvica, which I can never pronounce properly, but there we go. Anyways, this map is going to be very interesting. Unlike Insk and Himmelsdorf, there's no buildings, no nothing that you can hide behind to really sit there and get some cover of some sort, you know, side scraping across buildings and stuff. To be honest with you on this, I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest with you. There's no real hold down positions. You know, gun depression is going to be a...
Hold on. Stop.
Okay.
We have to. I need to go in and make the room private or public and let. We lost a DTS
Oh,
player
okay.
somehow after the battle.
So one of the things that I see that's going to be really big in this game is what gun has the better DPS. Gun depression. Gun depression in this map is going to be key, I feel. Whatever tank can really get their guns down and be able to shoot over a little hill section, a little mountain section, will be able to sit there and definitely mess up the other team. But it's going to be interesting. This is a very interesting map, and it's going to be, I feel, very weird or hard for the teams to really figure out what they're going to do. I know they probably practice mostly on Insk and Himmelsdorf. I'm pretty sure both of these teams probably maybe touched on Prokhorovka a little bit. I don't think they really probably practiced too much on here. So we'll see what happens on this map. I don't even know what I would do in this sense for my team, to be honest with you. I really do not have any clue on how I would run this map. It would definitely take me going in and practicing with my team and stuff. So it'll be definitely interesting to see what happens. So it looks like the teams are staying pretty much with the same stuff, except DTS. We need to point out they definitely, they have definitely changed up their tanks a lot. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 light tanks. Or wait, no, that's some random dude. Sorry. 3 light tanks. But they did. They really have changed up. They're using a Bulldog, a RU-251, and another Bulldog. So 2 Bulldogs and an RU-251. And then the rest of the tanks are 2 or 3 IS-3s and an AMX 5100. This is going to be interesting and see whether this is going to go for their favor or not. I'm really wondering if that's going to go well for them or not. Any thoughts on that, Pat? I know you're busy. This is why Pat doesn't talk, because he's busy.
I'm just taking a look at it. DTS does have the more mobile team, it looks like. This will become. My gut instinct is this will come down to the team that is able to press first and most. We'll just kind of have to see how it plays out.
Well, there you go. The expert advice from Pontiac Pat.
I don't know if I'm an expert, but I have an opinion.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
Okay, I had to restart the timer, so we've got a minute left before I start. Looks like they're all ready to go, but still, I'm going to follow form just in case somebody wants to try a last-minute switch-up.
Boop, 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 boop. Alrighty. Somebody said in chat they want to hear people scream at each other, kind of like they do in the esports, where they have you hear like the Call of Duty guys, like they're in their their squads, and they're like, go over here, go over there, and you hear like everybody talking at once, and they're like, ah. There you go. That would actually be pretty neat.
You know, I've watched the esports guys. I'm not a fan of the announcers' style. I understand that they try to emulate professional football and whatnot, but to me, it's too much, too fast for the players to really be able to absorb the information, or the viewers to absorb the information.
And it really is kind of the games that they're hosting, like Call of Duty. They're like, oh, this guy ran over here, guy died real quick, and then he ran over there. It's like they're doing an auction. You know, one of those auctions. Yeah, 500, 200 over here, 300. and that's because everybody dies so quick in Call of Duty, you can't really keep up with. It's pretty much like you said. It's like gibberish going through. That's why I like this game, because
that's my personal.
Yeah, I could never host it. Yeah.
You mean like you're doing right now?
Yeah. Exactly. This is a lot easier to host, though. I at least know the tanks I'm going with. I would sit there, like, if I was part of the EA Sports and did Call of Duty, probably halfway through the game, I'm like, I quit. I just throw down my microphone and just walk away. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Anyways, guys, like...
Okay, well, Peel
go ahead.
is starting to head off to the one line, but they're sending their fast guys up to the front. This is interesting.
DTS looks like they're doing the same thing. They've got their scouts actually not working together. They're actually spreading them out.
Yes, they are.
And I'm wondering what they're thinking, because they're
trying to get intel. They're trying to figure out where the enemy is going.
And that could be possibly really what they're doing. It's just trying to figure out what the enemy's doing and then arrange their tactics from there. Like we talked about at the beginning, they probably really haven't practiced on this map, but so much.
It's tough to know. So we've got the RU-251 and the Cromwell definitely spotted each other over there. The question is, did the Cromwell spot the guys in the bowl? See, now the bowl, all the IS-3s are all in a big jumble over there. The bowl, though, is held by DTS, which is, I think, the superior position.
Yes, and I agree with you. And I'm just wondering what this Bulldog is doing way in the back on DTS team. I mean, he is just staying way back there, but I see a problem with their strategy. The PLHUS is taking over the top area near the train tracks, and they are just getting some shots in on anybody that...
E6 is letting them put shots into the flanks of those IS-3s as they come up to take their shots. Yep.
And they're just sitting up there like there's no problems in the world. Look at that. The Cromwell is sitting directly on top and not even caring.
Yes, he is. Everyone's ignoring him.
They are, and this is...
This is going to cost them. That Bulldog needs to get up there and take care of that Cromwell. And we traded 1 for 1.
Oh, there goes the Cromwell finally.
Cromwell, okay. So DTS is reacting.
But PLHUS has got those other heavy tanks. They're on top of the tracks. They're moving in from behind. Did the light tanks spot them?
You notice there's the AMX-50 way in the back, though, for DTS. Will he pick them up?
DTS right now needs to just...
Oh, those AMX-50s are trying to pick off the guy in the back.
Oh, and they do it, too.
They did.
But while they were focusing on that, DTS is pushing in and getting rid of the rest of the heavies.
The bull strategy.
5-2 here. 5-2.
All that's left of those 50s. And the 50s are running. They're probably on reload.
They're probably on reload and probably going to head towards the flag. I don't know. They might make a last stand somewhere.
Well, see, look what we have here. DTS is sending 1 light to go start cap pressure while everybody...
And it looks like PLHUS is doing the same thing. Possibly. Nope. The AMX turned around and is getting ready to fire. using one AMX as a spotter and the other one to stay out of sight, hopefully, and get some shots in. Which is a decent strategy, but they still have to worry about both light tanks getting on the flag. Even if the AMXs could pull this off, they would have to still contend with those light tanks.
DTS isn't focusing, and so we'll see if it pays off or not. Okay, they managed to kill the one before he reloaded, so it didn't hurt them, but that could have been a potential mistake.
And there we go.
And DTS takes another
Wow.
round.
Wow.
The bull paid off.
Wow, we are. Oh, wow. Man. And this is what we talked about. It looks like PLHUS. I mean, it looks like they might have practiced it a little bit on that map, but it looks like DTS practiced every map that they were going to be a part of. It really did, because they definitely had a good strategy for that map, and it looks like it pulled off. Let's see if PLHUS is going to change up anything and possibly maybe add some more light tanks in there. Now, we have to remember, too, that some of these teams might not have tanks that they can switch out to. That might be their only tier 8s that they have. You know, they might not even have light tanks that are tier 7 or tier 8. So we'll see what happens with this.
Okay, timer started.
So timer started. Remember, the first team to 4 wins. So PLHUS could pull this off on this game. It looks like they are definitely switching out tanks. I don't see the Cromwell up there anymore, so I'm wondering what their thoughts are on this.
Well, there it is. He's showing up. He just hadn't picked yet.
Okay, I saw him back out, and I was thinking maybe he has a light tank somewhere.
Looks like the same tanks. Same tanks as last time. All right, now we just gotta wait for the timer.
Yep, just gotta wait for the timer. Just an FYI, anybody that is watching right now, just so you guys know, thank you so much for coming out to the World of Tanks Community Tournament. Unfortunately, we will be jumping off at 1:30. There is still another game, but I don't know who's going to be hosting that, if it's going to be live or not. But we are going to be getting off in the next 30 minutes, but we will be able to end these games, so we should be able to get this going off, because I think the next game starts in 30 minutes, right?
Schedule says 3:30, yeah. So this is pretty much right on schedule. Even if we go to game 7, we should be able to finish right about that time.
Okay, so, but we want to thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting our community. This is community run. Wargaming is helping us out, but it was started by community members like you guys. So thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting this. It's an awesome event, and we're going to be doing this tomorrow. Again, I'll be hosting with Ali, and we'll see what happens on those games. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing that. So, alrighty, here we go. This could be our final match, or
Game 6.
DTS could pull this out and win this. Oh, man, this has been so good.
Yeah, this has been a really good match. Good series.
Now, are you still the admin for the last group, right?
Yeah, I just won't have any streamer, so we'll just have to note the results on paper and send them in the old-fashioned way.
Send them,
I'll probably take a screenshot after every battle just to verify for the record.
Alrighty, so same setup as last time, same tanks as last time. Let's see what happens on here.
Okay, DTS is not doing the bowl this time. Looks like they're all going to go up the 7-8 line.
which is kind of understandable because that bowl is kind of hard to get to when starting on that side. I feel like starting near
It
the
is.
K line is, or the kilo line is a lot better to be able to get down there quicker. But
And PL is all turtled back on the 1-2 line. So
yeah, they are definitely.
now there's one heavy up front though. That AMX 50 might get caught out if he's not careful. Looks like he's been spotted because he's backing off.
Yeah, I don't know what PLHUS is really thinking in this, except that they're just going to head down the Alpha 1 line the entire way and see what
The
happens.
lights are headed over toward the hill. I think they're going to try and get all the way back to the railroad crossing at J7 and flank. I wonder how much that E50 sees. He might proximity detect that IS-3. Yes, they are detected. I can tell because their turrets are hitting each other.
Now, the AMX
So
is
one of the
probably
IS-3s
just.
stopped.
I think the AMX is just probably
Yep.
trying to just keep them spotted as much as possible. He's probably wondering where those light
Look
tanks
at they're
are.
going for the look. The Polish heavies are moving toward the cap. It's going to be a race to see who can cap first.
Yep, the Cromwell is already on the cap.
Cromwell. Yep.
Is he going to stay there? It looks like he's just going to stay there. And it looks like the light tanks are doing the same thing. And they're going to
Oh
jump
boy, it's
on
going to be
right
a race.
now.
Look at
Look
that.
at this. It's going to be a capping battle, it looks like. But it looks
Looks
like.
like DTS is going to have their 3 lights on first. So they've got the advantage at the moment. The heavies get there in time to save PL. Oh, this may be a draw.
Wow.
The difference in the cap timers is less than 5
If
seconds.
DTS can get over there and shoot, they might be good to go. We have
He can get a reset over here.
an AMX
Oh,
50,
somebody got a reset.
AMX 5100s trying to get there to the DTS.
And it looks like the victory is going to go to PL. They
PL.
got the reset
Wow.
to save the victory.
Wow.
Down to the wire.
Wow.
PL by cap.
Whew. You know DTS is like, crap. Wow.
Wow is right.
Mm-mm-mm. Wow, that was amazing. That was a great battle. Um, I know DTS was like, man, if we could just get one more shot off, we could have tied it up. That was a really, really, really good battle. Both teams were both sitting there hoping to cap, and PLHUS was able to get there before DTS. And I think really, if DTS's light tanks would have pushed a little bit quicker, they probably could have gone to cap and probably done it. But you know, that's just the look of the draw. Wow, that was really good. Well, we want to thank DTS for coming out and playing. They did really, really good. They came back from a hard start. PLHUS really, really handled themselves well on Ensk. And then DTS took it back on Himmelsdorf and also was able to get another win on Proverhorvika, or however you say the stupid name. Wow. Just really, really good battles today. Really, really good battles. Now, PLHUS will be moving on to the next portion of the tournament, and DTS is out. So we want to thank everybody for coming out and watching today on the World of Tanks Community Tournament. Thank you guys so much for being so supportive. We will be back tomorrow for our next set of games. I will be hosting with Ali. I want to thank Pontiac Pat for not only being a great co-host, but also being a great administrator for the games. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, anything else you want to say, Pat, before we jump off here?
No, it was a pleasure working with you, Ken. I'm glad we got the bugs worked out, and I hope you have a great day streaming with Ollie tomorrow.
Yeah, my only problem is now I got to figure out who's playing tomorrow, and getting them listed properly like we did today. So
I can send you an email with that so that you're ready for that.
okay, yeah, I might, yeah.
Ollie probably has it all taken care of, I'm guessing. He's pretty up on things.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. I don't know. Maybe he might be the live streamer tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully he has everything figured out. But anyways, guys, thank you again for coming out. Thanks for all the teams and Wargaming for their help and just amazing community that made these tournaments come alive and stuff. And anyways, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Take it easy.